Today we're tackling a question many people seem to have. Why are people from the Philippines called Filipinos? Well, we first need to find out about the origins of the name Philippines. The story that most Filipinos learn in elementary school is that the Philippines was named after King Philip II of Spain. But then where did the term Filipino come from? Well, to be honest, the language that the story is told in has caused some things to be lost in translation, because the country we know as the Philippines was not actually named the Philippines way back then. The person that it is named after didn't use the name Philip. Philip is actually just the translated anglicized or English version of his name. His actual Spanish name was Felipe. Lopez de Villalobos, one of the Spanish explorers that came to the archipelago in the 16th century, named the islands of Samar and Leyte Filipinas after Felipe, Prince of Asturias. He wasn't actually king yet at that time. Eventually, the name Las Islas Filipinas would be used for the whole archipelago, and the people living on these islands were called Filipinos. Actually, at first, it just referred to Spaniards born in the Philippines and natives were called Indios, but eventually, by the late Spanish colonial period, it came to mean anyone born in the Philippines. When the Americans came and replaced the Spanish in 1898, they just anglicized the name Las Islas Filipinas to the Philippine Islands, but they kept the term Filipino. And then, from the Philippine Islands, we eventually get the Philippines. If you're wondering if these are ever problems for Filipinos themselves, it's not. You see, when the Spanish came, most languages in the Philippines did not have an F in their alphabets, so they just used the P in place of the F. So they called themselves Pilipino or Pinoy, living in Pilipinas. So to summarize, the islands were named Las Islas Filipinas after Felipe, Prince of Asturias, later Felipe II of Spain, and later, when the Americans became the colonial power, they translated Las Islas Filipinas to the Philippine Islands, but they kept the term Filipino. Then finally, the Philippine Islands became the Philippines. Yeah, that about wraps it up. If you're interested, I have other videos like this that you might like, and I plan to make more in the coming months. So please subscribe and like the video. See you later!